Christian influencers. Okay, he said he talked about the woke right, and he said, "I call it the woke Reich." That's a
the woke Reich. The woke right like doesn't exist as a thing. It's a meme term made up by retards online. The right is not woke or quote unquote progressive, right? The right is traditional, right? They want to return to tradition. There's nothing woke about them, right?
brilliant. The woke right, because these people, you know, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane. They're Louis. But they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically.
So he is correct there. What's a good word for it? Losing the propaganda war with the younger voters, younger demographics, you could say. They've been allowed to question, you know, hey, why does this one country seem to have an undue amount of influence on American politicians? Why do like 85% of all politicians take money from AIPAC, regardless of what side they happen to be on? You know, there's all sorts of little wacky things that you might begin to notice if you have free access to information and you're not instantly shut down. You don't get banned for saying things like, you know, just that might be a little untoward, okay? You can say your jokes on X. You can say what you want. TikTok has a big part to play in this as well from the progressive point of view, right? Because there is some correct thought there, as there are like the lefty pro-Palestine people and the righty anti-Israel people kind of have an overlap there. So he's not completely incorrect about that.
A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back.
Well, AIPAC has been doing a great job of NGO infiltration and paying. I think, what were they paying per post? $7,000 per post. Israel was, right, for their I shouldn't say pro, for their American influencers on their payroll. Was it $7,000 a post? 7K.
It was something like that, and then they also dumped a bunch of money into Google. Was it like 2 or 3 weeks ago? They announced that they dumped a bunch of money into Google to push Palestinian propaganda, essentially.
Wait, to push Palestinian propaganda or to?
Well, propaganda about Palestine.
Okay, about Palestine. Well, because I know there was a huge push on TikTok and other places to change the narrative around Palestine to clarify that it's actually not a genocide, because technically speaking, you know, it's like, you know, whatever their argument was, that, well, actually this isn't a genocide, so you don't need to be worrying about it. Ignore all the, you know, the reports and atrocities and other things that go on. They're not saying that everybody has to care specifically about Palestine, but, you know, I'm just saying they use this machine, AIPAC, influencers, foreign money, whatever it might be, to try and control the narrative. And places like X and TikTok have been, you know, a little bit out of line, let's say. And he has, you know, some personal reasons to go after the buying of TikTok, which I was told, anyways, that after they purchased TikTok, Jewish billionaires, that is, they banned the juice emoji. I'm not sure why they would do that, but I've just been told that the juice comment is no longer allowed on TikTok, you know.
How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think you should also talk to them if you have a chance. To that community, they're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. You know, the weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well. Okay, and you can't fight with cavalry. That doesn't work very well. And you have these new things, you know, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that, but we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are the social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is class.
A bunch of retards. TikTok. TikTok is a big one. They have to sell. And Benjamin here, BB, he sees an opportunity where other people see problems. The preserving mind sees an opportunity.
TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through, because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one? That's most important.
X.
X. That's
Successful.
very good. And, so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an.
Well, so he's being very honest there that these are tools, these are weapons, right? So things like TikTok, things like X are incredibly influential on the younger generations, and they want to have their piece of the pie. They want to have their control upon young Americans. And the most effective way to do that is by social messaging. And to control that message, it's easy enough to simply buy the platforms and just, massage what people can and can't say, send money the right direction, limit certain people, ban certain phrases, and just kind of, guide the narrative slowly and gently, the hand guiding behind the curtain. Sorry, did you click on that, Richard, or did
I? I didn't click anything.
No, I must have done that. My bad.
So sometimes it does it with hotkeys as well. I've noticed that.
I probably did accidentally bump the keyboard then.
But I did link in the private chat the article that explains the $45 million deal that Google got as part of the partnership with Israel to deny the famine and.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, listen, a $45 million ad deal with Google is just another Tuesday, okay?
Yeah.
But no, of course, yes, they are absolutely, not only through direct advertising with people like Google, with the corporations, but also with individuals, with influencers, with politicians. Israeli money goes everywhere, whether it's 80% of your politicians or 90% of your politicians or your local influencer, your right-wing influencer, your left-wing influencer, that for some reason they all just have the same talking points about these places. Just seems a little odd.
They had a deal worked out already with Facebook and Instagram, and now they have this one worked out with Alphabet, which is the parent company of both Google and YouTube. Right. That only leaves TikTok and X.
Yes, and those are the two that he mentions. Now, listen to the way that he refers to old Elon. Now, Elon, like, I'm not a Musk bro, okay? Elon's cringe, okay?
My heart goes out to him.
But he is at least an odd man out. So don't know quite how to where he fits in the pile, because he's like a transhumanist, like, weirdo who wants humanity to evolve, which is like a lot of the tech bro billionaires are kind of in that same vibe, but they're not like as explicitly. Well, even though he wants to flood the world with H-1Bs, which is problematic.
I like Elon because I think he's just autistic enough to where he doesn't lie. Like, he doesn't care what people think about him.
I think he might be about that. I think he might be a compulsive liar, because he's lied about like video game stuff in the past, like just cringe things. So you don't need to lie about.
TikTok, number one, and I hope it goes through, because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one? That's most important. X. That's very good. And so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend. We should talk to him. Now, if we can get those two things, we get a lot. And I could go on other things, but that's not the point right now. We have to fight the fight.
Right. And so their fight the fight is to buy the companies or coerce them into saying the right things, right? Which for us as American citizens, when you see a foreign nation, right, the prime minister of Israel, wanting to exercise power over what you can and can't see on the internet, what you can and can't say on the internet, well, I think it's perfectly reasonable and rational to call that out as problematic.
Okay? To give direction to the Jewish people and give direction to our non-Jewish friends, or those who could be our Jewish friends.
To give direction, we have to use these platforms, social media, to give direction to our non-Jewish friends. Just a little direction, just a little helping hand.
Just a
what do
little
you mean
nudge.
by that? I mean, he is absolutely correct. He thinks, I suppose in his mind at least, for moral purposes, right? For the protection of his people and for other nefarious means, perhaps. But for us, it's purely nefarious.
And give direction to our non-Jewish friends, or those who could be our Jewish our friends. Are we going to succeed with everyone? No. Will there be a strong counterpoint? Yes.
Yep. The war for the next generation's minds will be fought on TikTok. Cringe, but that's the world in which we live in, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.